All right, right now we're going to talk about how we can balance the sound of the house mix between the subwoofers and the main speakers. So we have 4 main speakers in the room. You can see them. They're kind of hanging up on the ceiling. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 kind of behind it. So those 2 smaller ones are closer to us, and the 2 larger ones are further away from us. And those are controlled, or the main control for those are the left-right channel on the board. And this fader here for the mains, that's dedicated there. So no matter what bank you're on, this fader always controls the main level. So we can bring that up, and you hear it. It's playing music. Great. Okay. Now, the other element of the sound we hear on Sundays, both at home and in the room, are the subwoofers. And they're a little harder to see. They are mounted at the bottom left and the bottom right of the projector screen. Or they're not mounted, they're just sitting on the floor. So they're up there doing their thing. And they are both routed separately from the hanging speakers. They're routed in this MC channel. Now, to find that channel, it's a little tricky. In our bus section of faders, we go down to the bottom button, matrix 1C, or 1 to 6 in main C. So boom, boom. You get there. Well, you don't need to hit it twice. I don't know why I hit it twice. Just hit it once and you're good. So we got bus 9 to 16, bus 1 to 8, and then matrix 1 to 6. On this page, we find the MC. This fader controls just the level of volume coming out of the subwoofers. So if I bring up just the subwoofers, it should sound pretty rumbly, because the subwoofers only broadcast the low frequency sounds like drums, bass, like the kick drum, all that stuff. As I bring up this fader, you're going to notice the MC solo meter is rising. If I bring the fader down, I'll show you here. If I bring the fader down, that will bring it down on the top. Look at that, amazing. Same thing with the left-right. If I bring that up, you'll start to get more signal on that. So what I recommend you do is when you're balancing these two, just use your ears for what sounds good. So if we did all this, it sounds very radio-like, kind of thin. It's not awful, but it's a little ear-piercing at a certain point. We can balance that out with some subs, but if it's too much subs, it sounds like we're listening to music underwater. We don't want that. So what I usually do is kind of set them both, set them both down here a little bit. You won't want the sub. You don't want the sub to be higher than the left-right generally. So here, we're getting a pretty good balance of the bass and the treble sounds. And of course, these are just, this is what we're hearing in the speakers in the room. So it's totally up to you how it sounds best. Mix them together, use your discretion, and have fun.